So since Baldur dropped, I'm sure most people, if not everybody, started to wonder if he was a decent albedo replacement, because she, up until now, has been pretty much the go-to counter unit. But the only downside is that she's a collab. Obviously, she may or may not ever come back to the game. Now, with Baldur's release, this does make a new team for the Demon King fight, potentially other teams that revolved around albedo as well. What's nice about this comp is it doesn't have a single collab unit, which is very accessible, especially for newer players. Now, obviously, the only downside to this is that albedo could definitely solo team Demon King. Unfortunately, we probably are going to have to utilize our second team. As you can see, this team has literally all attacks and like one buff, so there's no recovery, there's no rank up. It's very difficult to do phase 2 with this team. But we're not worried about that. That's what the second team is going to be here for. So take a look at their gears real quick. We have obviously full defense on Baldur. Now his counter does scale based off of Sever, which means he does like crit damage. Since he's got a triple crit chance increase, he's most likely going to crit. So we have crit damage in his top row, and then normal defense in the middle, HP in the bottom. And then we have Freyr. He's got a really nice relic boosting our stats. Nashi, same thing, boosts our stats. Hawkslow, you don't see this guy literally ever, so he's coming out here. He's got a nice little buff that we're going to utilize in a little bit. I don't really have any gear on him because it kind of doesn't matter. And then, we got our classic Sins teams. We just got attack gear on Melly and Escanor. And then we have HP defense on Dian and Gothru. We have a Sins card set for the Sins team, obviously. And then we have the new God set for the Unknown God team, since we got 2 gods there. And then we have defense food, let Baldur do his thing. So we're going to see how this team cooks and if it's any better than the albedo team. Alright, so we're starting the Demon King fight going second, obviously. The nice thing about this team is that Baldur does start with his counter already active. So we're going to get some decent damage in, even though it is Demon King's turn. Now, the only downside compared to albedo is that it is not a taunt. So we're going to have some single target damage probably spread out throughout the team. That's okay, the stats are pretty high. We're not really worried about it too much. Now it's going to come back to us. And we only really need to do one set of moves here. And that is to buff with Hawkslow, throw the taunt up, and we'll attack with Baldur, I suppose. Now, the thing is with Hawkslow is this buff is a little more unique than your average attack buff. And it's that it buffs damage dealt. Sorry, I was about to say defense. Damage dealt. It's similar to Margaret's buff. But it's he's an unknown buffer at the same time, right? So that's going to help the unknown team here. Since Baldur doesn't really scale off attack. Any kind of attack-related stat, I guess technically except for crit damage, since his counter does crit sever. But it's better off to just do damage dealt. So you see each counter that we're doing is 1.4, 1.5 mil. And I think we kill here. We do, 1.6. It just keeps going up. Now, the other thing about the albedo team is that it is a little slower in the sense that her potential kind of scales with the attack-related buffs. And we didn't have any on this team, so we did get that AoE skill lock. We didn't avoid it, but that's okay. We don't really need to deal with this team anymore because the Phase 2 requires rank ups, which we do not have. And if we were to slide in a go-through unit, that kind of does cut our damage. So we're going to rely on the Sins team. Now, depending on what ranks you need, that will affect who you rank up. So if we needed rank 3s, I'd rank up Melly. And I only need rank 2, so I'm probably just going to rank up Eska and call it a day. Single target with, I don't know, Dian. Doesn't really matter. So because of the debuffs that he's probably going to hit everybody with, right? With Dark Energy, do the little cleansing shenanigans, and then Melee ranks himself up. So he would be rank 2. And like I mentioned, if you did see rank 3 rules, then rank himself up. If it's both rank 2 and rank 3, then obviously it's going to depend on this merger here. It's likely that it wouldn't even depend on this merger. It honestly would depend on the rest of these cards. And obviously, again, on the amount of debuffs. Now, if you do get the melee merge, right, his skills are going to hit, one is going to hit gold, and then the other 2 will just be silvers, like we have. So if you get the extra, if this merges, my point is that if it merges, it'll rank up to gold. Then his other one will be silver. That's how you get an easy rank 3. If not, just do 2 of the rules, and that's not a big deal either. So we have to do 1, 2, 2. So we will do. Do we do Eska? Eska? Sure. One... We'll just attack with melee. 1, 2, 2. We keep the rank 2s of Eska. I guess I could have done it the other way if I wanted these to be rank 3s. Right? Because if you do the rules and you get a rank up. I guess it doesn't matter. We'll see what the damage is on Escanor. The AoE is shit. Right, so we do the rules. Full Throttle comes out from Wild. He gets stunned for a turn. He gets some stats downs, and we get our rank ups. So the rules are inactive, so we can chill. We can just do damage. We need a 1, a 2, and a 2. I've got 2 2s technically. I could also rank up as 1 2, and then use a bronze as my second 2. Right, because my rank up is a silver. So we're chilling. And we're literally already killing him. If he didn't have the immortality buff, he'd be dead. So that is pretty strong, if you ask me. Pretty good team so far. And I think Baldur is able to get it done first phase in 1 turn. And because of the immortality buff, the Sins have no choice but to take 3 turns, because it lasts 2 turns as long as you do the rules correctly. The Anton is also down, so we'll see if that affects anything. We didn't pull an extra taunt. So what we're going to do here, I believe our Gother is going to have single target gauge removal. And usually about this time he'll be full gauge. So we're going to try to keep my mans in check here. So we'll do 1. We'll do... Ooh, if I get this, 2, and then we'll rank up here. That'll just give us golds. We'll keep our Eska cards this way. We will take the extra rank up from doing the rules, and then sit with golds. It's not like we need the golds, right? He's already got no HP. So we're looking good. So hopefully the Yin doesn't die, but it also doesn't matter if she were to die. We're still fine. Oh yeah, he gets stunned anyways. So the immortality buff is gone. We can literally do anything here. We'll kill him with the end just for the flex. Throw out our golds. And that is pretty much it. So I think it's a 5-turn. That's like a 5-turn. I feel like I want to say guaranteed Demon King run. That's pretty consistent. Every time I've done it, I've been able to get it in the least amount of turns, which, like I said, is 5. So obviously that's going to be the Baldur setup with Sins. If you guys liked it, drop a thumb, maybe subscribe to that, and I'll see you in the next one.